morning, everyone. I am Mr. Barry James Reynan from BEC English Grade. So I'm going to tackle about the Verity by Colin Coover. So I'm going to discuss about his books, The Verity. So I'm going to answer the questions that given to us about The Verity by Colin Hoover. So first question. So, what is the genre of the book? Why do you think this book is categorized on that? So, as what I observed on spoiler reviews, the genre of the book is horror or suspense in my opinion, but I do some research to gather some information to have a clarification on what I read. It's a romantic horror. So, I totally convinced on the romantic horror. So, I go for it, romantic horror, before the horror and suspense. So, and it categorized on the people are totally blind of love. As what I read, I a little bit confusing during I read the Verity because it's a spoiler, but I do some research, but it totally the team talks about love, where love can make a violence that unexpectable happen that you won't expect for that. So number 2, manuscript is a good motive for an evidence, and the sub motive is a dead body. Third question. What is your opinion about the discussion book club? So, my opinion about the book discussion, they're doing great. They choose specific questions to share their answers. And also, they portraying their emotions and how the scene is being played. So, during their discussion, I totally felt that I love it because they talk about on how did they read and how they react on the story of Verity. That's why I say that their discussion book club is a very good idea. Fourth question. What are the insights you gain about the book upon watching the discussion club and reading the spoiler blog? Which is that you agree the most on the list? So, I gained a knowledge that blindness of love can destroy everything whatever it is. I convinced in the discussion club on how did they answer, how did they react on a specific questions, while the spoiler blog is a little bit confusing for me. Only, it have a lot of theories, but suddenly, if you connect these two, your mind will going to explode because I didn't read the whole story, but it's for me. But reading this two will be more puzzled. Sometimes it's interconnected, sometimes not. So that's based on my understanding. That's all. Fifth question. If you will change the ending of the story, how are you going to present your own version of the truth? If I'm going to change the ending of the story, I would go for a twisted plot. After they sell the house, someone entered and find another manuscript that makes shock of them. Jeremy and Lowen will be investigated because the manuscript is being returned to the police and find out what they do to Verity. So suddenly, the person who gets the manuscript is a writer. So we can expect that he or she is a writer, and he read the whole story, and he decided to continue and publish it. So it's a little bit plus that. So and suddenly, Lowen's life fell into messy, and her reputation is being broken for that. sixth question. Who I'm going to blame? So, all of them, they have different scene that they do. So first is that Verity of her past, and she pretending the manuscript is an exercise page. So how are you going to react for that? So I'm going to react. So it's a little bit you're lying to your husband and taking her revenge on their children. And Jeremy, who can understand not fulfilling the role husband and get easily affection on Lowen. And also, she killed Verity, her own wife, for a relationship of Lowen. So, next, Lowen is a lust of love of Jeremy. That he didn't care what is the consequences all about. So after we get a pair with Jeremy, that love can also make that can say Jeremy also affected and make a violence just make a violence of love just to have a happily ever after. That's so I don't know how to react for that. So that's all. Thank you.